All right, so moving on to app. In app, we choose between showing main and showing sign in, right? And right now, we choose between those two things by just checking whether we're signed in or not. But it'd be nice if those actually had different URLs. So let's add some routes here. Who knows how to comment something out in JSX? Yeah, sorry? Yeah, we can take advantage of the fact that we're using Visual Studio Code and hit Control/ or Command/ and it'll do the right thing. So notice what it did though. So inside curly braces, because that's how we put in a JavaScript expression, we have an inline comment, or actually a block comment, /*/ inside curly braces. So we just have a JavaScript expression that is just a comment. If we were to use a double / there, that would also comment out this curly brace, so that wouldn't work. We could make it a multi-line comment, or a multi-line expression, like this, and then comment out one line at a time. Oh no, it doesn't want to do that, but you could. But generally, that's how you do it. So we're going to comment this out. We'll keep it there, but we're going to try to get to those two components a different way. So we'll use a switch. Learned how to do that yesterday, right? So at the top of app, right after we import React itself, we'll import some stuff from React Router DOM. We'll need to import route, and we'll need to import switch from React Router DOM. All right, so how should this work? Let's use switch. And let's make a route for, how should this work? When we view our notes, how about we make that /notes? Make sense? And sign in will make /sign in with a hyphen. So let's put a route in here. Path equals /notes. So localhost 3000 /notes. And if that happens, we want to do this, basically. We could just call render main there, I suppose. Or we could just inline it. Either way, because main needs some props passed down to it, we're going to need to use render. So we'll say render equals, and we'll put in an arrow function. And then I'll put in some parentheses. So I'm going to put in some multi-line JSX here. And what I really want to do is just move this down there. Only problem with that is note data and actions aren't defined inside render. So we'll just move them from render main down to render. These two objects containing the props that we want to pass. And then we can just get rid of render main altogether. So does that much work? I see nothing right now, but if I go to /notes, hooray! All right, it works. So that's one route inside my switch. Let's add another. Route path equals /sign in. And this one we want the sign in component, right? We didn't need to pass any props into that, so we can just say component equal sign in. In this case, you just refer to that component by name. You don't wrap it in JSX, right? When you use component. And I don't know if you've all caught on to capitalization standards, but your prop names are generally lowercase. Your component names are always capitalized. seen a few people have errors because they capitalize component here and stuff like that because they're used to referring to the class component when you do inheritance. All right, so this hopefully does what we want. Go to /sign-in, and we get the sign-in page. Go to /notes, go here, go anywhere else, you get nothing. So let's put a default in there. What should we do? How about we redirect into notes? We could just render notes again, or render main, but we really want the URL to change too. We want it to update to the correct thing, so we're going to redirect. So, guess what React Router includes? Another component called redirect. So import that. Redirect from React Router DOM. And here's how we use it. In this route, we don't need to specify a path because this is just the default if it doesn't match either of the first two inside this switch. So just by way of demonstration, the redirect component, when you use it in JSX, looks something like this. Like that, if you wanted to go to notes. So we do have to pass a prop in to tell it where to redirect to, which means we can't just say component equal redirect. We need to make a render function. Just put a little arrow function. That returns this redirect element. So remember, a one-line arrow function, you don't need an explicit return. It will return whatever that one line is. And this one up here is actually a one-line, a one-statement arrow function as well. It's all wrapped in parentheses. Does it work? Hey, I just got redirected. If I go to just plain slash, I end up at notes. I see my notes, and it actually changed the URL. If I go to localhost 3000, it redirects me to notes. So this kind of just became our 404. Very nice, very nice. So do you understand what's going on here? Do you understand why this does what we're trying to do? So the switch means, well, you know what a switch is in other languages. So this route, if that matches the path, and if you say like /notes / something else, that still matches. It didn't redirect me, right? My URL didn't change. If it matches that, then it calls this render function, and this render function just returns main with our props. If it matches this, then it just renders this component. It calls the render function from that component. If it doesn't match either of them, I didn't specify a path down here, then it renders this, which returns a redirect element, which redirects us to /notes. So then it'll render again, and this time it'll match this first route. Make sense? So add routes for sign in and main. That's what we just did effectively.